Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Now we'll get a look at this 2-cycle Husky cultivator, 43 cc's, and we know we got problems here with this gas tank, so we'll get that taken care of and we'll go from there. So looks like we got 2 bolts up here. See if we can get this tank off and figure out what to do about this grommet. It'd be way too easy just to order a new part that's going to do the same thing again anyways. It's a lot more fun to make your own new part. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm not sure how till we get it out there and see what it amounts to. Get it down here. It's like a couple of 10 millimeters. This is some more of my favorite material, plastic crap. So looks like we got a couple 10 millimeter bolts here and a couple here. Things on there pretty good, looks of it. Now I'm going to go grab a socket and we'll get that off of there a little quicker. Then we're kind of back in, so it's going to be difficult. Now I decided to go with a nut driver. Maybe before I get that off of there, pop this gas cap off, see if I can figure out which one's which. I think this one would be the suction side. Well, that should still work. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I guess I know which one it is, so we don't need to do that. That other one broke, but this one's not. Now, I'm just going to cut it off of there and we'll deal with it later. Okay, so there's the tank. Now you can see a little better what the problem is. I mean, come on people, there's got to be a better way of doing that. That new gas just doesn't like any of this stuff. So I'm gonna get the gas dumped out, get a look-see, see if I can figure out what we're gonna do about it. Okay, I come up with a plan. So the original hole in the tank where that rubber piece was in seems to be just about right for 1/2-inch pipe thread. So we're going to thread that plastic. It's fairly thick. You always hear me grumbling about plastic. Well, one thing that they did right was when they made plastic gas tanks. That I do like. Anyways, we get that threaded, and then I got this brass plug that we can screw in there. And then, but before we screw it in there, I have some of this brass tubing. You can get it like at the hobby stores or whatever. And I've got some of this supposedly friendly for the ethanol gas line, but I won't use ethanol gas on it anyways because we have a station close by that has the non-ethanol stuff, and I'd rather pay a little more and not have that crap in my stuff. But anyways, we're gonna drill holes in this brass plug and put two of these in there, one for the suction and one for the return. And then we can hook the lines on the inside, screw it in the tank, put the lines on the outside, run them to the carburetor, and it should never go bad again. So I'm going to go ahead and get that holes drilled in this, get that tapped out, we'll get her together. Okay, that's going to be my plan for getting this drilled. I'm just going to screw it in a pipe T, drop her in the vise here, and we gotta crank that down just a whisker, and then we gotta figure out what size it's gonna be. Looks like 3/16 just fits nice. So grab a 3/16 bit. And I think I'm gonna drill them kitty corner, so I have need a little space between them, so there's room for the hose. And that should clear the thread, so we'll go for it right there. And if we do run into a clearance problem, you can always just put a little angle on the tubes, won't hurt a thing. Give her a try. Let's see, one end of this is rough. Okay, that one. Yeah, I think it'll go. So we'll get the other one. I can always run a reamer through there. And then once we get these holes in here, we'll get them in place and solder them. Of course, there's a little bit of writing on that cap, and it's got to interfere with where I want to drill. There we go. Thought you were going to get the witness of drill breaking off. Now let me take it out of there. Maybe it's hitting on the... Oh, yeah. Put it in there finger tight, but when that drill kicked back. Okay, I'll go get a wrench and get that out. Make sure that's cleared out. And that they fit. Okay, I just run the drill through them again. We're good to go. So I'll get some flux on there and we'll get them soldered. Then we can tap the tank and do some assembly. Just cleaning this up, getting it ready to solder, and I thought I'm going to take, I think, this 1/4 inch bit, and I'm just going to start it in there to give it just a little bit of a taper so that solder will have a place to flow down in. So just a little spot like that. Besides that, it'll be nice and clean for the solder. So I think we got her. Take a look when she gets cool and we can wipe that flux off. While that's cooling, see if we can get this tapped. Attempt to get it straight. Looks pretty good. Okay, I'm not going to go too awful far with that until we know we can always go more, but we can't go less. Maybe I should have just brought it over there and screwed her in while she was hot. Nah, we want to be able to take it out again. Okay. Okay, there's what the finished product looks like. See how we do with our threads. Now it starts in. It is just flush in there. I'll give her one more turn maybe. We don't want it to go in too far. Of course, I'm sure you guys know pipe threads are tapered, so it seals. Okay, that's one more thread, but it didn't feel like it was cutting much, so give her another half a turn. There we go. Yeah, it's just, I don't know if you'll be able to see that in there. Guess not. Anyways, I think that's going to be just right. So let's just hold her up there once. Oh yeah, that's going to work out all right. we put the now if I turn it a little more, put the final thread in. Okay, so I'm going to determine the length that I need for the hoses inside, get them put on there, get her screwed in. We can get the tank mounted and then get the lines run here, and we ought to be able to give her a try. Okay, got the inside part done, got the filter on it. So we're just going to drop her in there. Just give her a little snug up. Let me take a look, see. Someplace I got a thing with a hook. There it is. See which one's got the... Okay, so that's the return. So... that's the return. So if I give it another half a turn, then they'll be in the right, they'll be right in line with each other. Yep. Maybe just a little off. Okay. So get her mounted on there, get her lines run, and give her a test run. Okay, got the lines run. Put some fuel in it. Did you guys see what I did with the gas cap? Because I haven't been able to find it. So, give me a few more minutes to look. I might have to call in an assistant to find it. I found a gas cap all by myself. It was right where I sat it too, over by the vise. So, let's see, I don't know where the on and off switch is. Oh, right there for this one. And, uh-oh, this one doesn't move either. Well, I guess we're not ready to try it after all. I'll put her back up on here and we'll see what goes on with this cable. Prematurely getting excited, wasn't I? Oh, the on and off switch wears. Well, the throttle moves all right. It's the cable that's the problem. Or I suppose it could be this wonderful plastic handle. Well, I'm going to take it off up here on the handle. Looks like it's held on with a screw. See what goes on at that end. See if I can get some lubrication in it and get it freed up. I'll be back. Okay, got some PB blaster in this end and I got a little in this end. And I took it and I wiggled it all over. And right down here at the bottom where it would have had the low spot in it, which is probably, you know, sitting outside, probably the water run in there, gathered down here. When I bent that way, I could feel it like breaking loose, I guess you'd say. So I kept working it a little bit at a time, and now it works. Throttle's moving. So we'll get her back together and put her back on the floor and pull her rope. Okay, I think I got the switch on, and give her some pumps here. Yeah, it's pumping. The gas is going through. You can see it. Okay, choke is on. Give her a pull. I like it. See, if you don't put it all back together, it'll work. I don't know if you noticed when I took that cover off to get at the throttle cable, there was no air cleaner element in there, so got to come up with one of them. I'm surprised it run that good with no air filter on it. Usually they don't. So I guess next, put it back up on the bench and check out the gearbox, make sure it's got a little bit in it, and get all the crap that's wound up around it off of it, and check a few more things out, and then we can take it outside and see if it'll paw up dirt. Okay, I just tipped it up so that the gas is completely covering this thing up and it's dry as a bone around there. So I think that's a successful repair. I noticed I had some squealing in the audio when I looked at that one clip. I was trying to decide what it was with this new wireless microphone, and the only thing I think I did different was I turned on one LED 4-foot fluorescent fixture over there by the drill press. That was the only thing that's different, so that's turned off now. We'll see if we get any more of that squealing. Anyways, with a little bit of penetrating oil and some heat and a hammer and one of these pickles for taking off tie rod ends, I got the whatever you call these things off. And we're going to clean the shaft up a little bit with some emery paper. Now the Craftsman one had a little more clearance. They came right off nice. These are a little snugger fit. And they didn't exactly cooperate. So, it looks pretty good. It's not really rusty or anything. I mean, no pits or anything in it, just quite a snug fit. So I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize on there before I put it back together. Boy, I hope I don't get in trouble for using this. This is for industrial use only. So, boy, oh boy. I might go to jail. All right. So we'll get them slid back on. Oh yeah, there is a fill hole and an upper and a lower someplace. Oh, up here. Okay, This is where you fill it, and this is how high it's supposed to be. And when I took these screws out, they had lubrication on them, so that was a good sign. And I took some of that high viscosity gear lube and just squirted just a little teeny bit in there to get started, and it started coming out. So I think the gearbox was well lubricated, so apparently the seals and stuff are good, so we're all set there. So I'll get these back on and get this plastic shield back on, and maybe we'll take it out and see how it does. Started right up first pull, so let's take her out the dirt and see what she'll do. If I can run the camera and the rototiller at the same time. I have to use my left hand on the camera, so who knows what you're going to see. This one you don't need to rev it up there as much. Okay, well, I think she's going to be okay. So, if you enjoyed this one, give me a thumbs up, and haven't subscribed, please do. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.